So one of the most common questions that's ever been asked on the internet is how to make money online. And I'm someone that believes that they've got the experience, the knowledge, and the expertise when it comes to answering this question. And it all comes down to using a specific strategy that is called reverse engineering. So I'm someone, if you don't know, that was able to go from quitting my 9-to-5 job, building multiple different internet-based businesses, even though I was told by my teachers that I wasn't going to succeed. But here we are today, living the life of my dreams. And reverse engineering simply comes down to working from the end goal in mind. The way that most people end up confusing themselves is that they try and look forward into the future, trying to figure out the steps that they need to take. But if you look at the end goal in mind and work backwards, things are going to be a lot more clearer when it comes to what you need to do. And in this video, I'm going to use the business model that completely transformed my life as an example. Bear in mind that you can use this framework for any online business that you're thinking about starting, but no matter what you're thinking about doing, this is definitely a video that you need to watch from start to finish, because I'm sure that the majority of the people that stick through it are going to learn something that's going to potentially put them on the right path. And of course, everything I'm talking about in this video should not be taken as financial advice. The only reason why I make these videos is to give you guys the information that I wish I had from the very beginning. But without further ado, let's jump straight into one of the first steps or one of the last steps, because again, we're working from the end goal in mind, which is that you need to focus on achieving your first sale. And the reason why I felt like this one was important when it comes to the final step is because so many people have these big, outrageous goals. They want to get to 6 figures in a day instantly, when in reality, the best thing to do if you're someone that hasn't made a single penny online is to focus on securing that first official sale. And before we go any more forward, the business model that allowed me to quit my 9-to-5 job simply came down to selling products on the internet that people were searching for. And this is a mistake that I made myself when I first got started. Back then, there was all these people that was making 6 figures every month. There was people even making 6 figures every single week. And because of that, that's what I wanted to do straight away. But in reality, all I was doing was wasting my time, energy, and money. But as soon as I switched my thinking and I focused on getting my first official sale, that's when I was able to take things to the next level. And when you think about it, it's just more of a manageable thing to put your energy into. If you get that first sale, you're now going to know exactly what you did to get that first sale. And with all that information, you're going to be able to get your second sale, your first 10 sales, 20 sales, 100 sales, and then just keep growing and growing from there. I'm sure that most of you that are watching this video right now, if you're a complete beginner that dreams about starting your internet-based business, one of the things that ends up holding you back is the thought of you having to, get all these different sales, even though you're not really sure of exactly where to begin. But again, if you're able to switch your thinking and just focus on one single sale, get that money through the door, that's when you're going to be able to get a little bit more clarity. But the step that needs to happen before this is that you need to learn how to get traffic. And this is probably one of the next biggest things that holds so many people back. Now, let me quickly define what traffic is for those of you that are new to this concept. All this is getting people to be aware of the products that you're selling. And for you to get traffic, you're going to need to understand the different traffic sources. We've got all of the different social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok. And the majority of these different social media platforms also allow paid ads. So you don't need to just rely on organic traffic. But the point is, you just want to make sure that you know what traffic is, how it works, and how you can use it to your own advantage. And it's really difficult for me to give every single viewer that's watching this video right now a one-size-fits-all solution to get traffic, because it depends on what product you're selling, it depends on the demographic, it depends on so many different factors. But just to kind of give you some insight into how I was able to do it back when I was working my 9-to-5 job, and the thing that allowed me to ultimately quit my 9-to-5 job is that I had a website where I was selling a specific type of product, and it was a winning product that ultimately transformed my entire life. But the way that I was able to get traffic onto the Shopify store that I was running at the time was with Google Shopping ads. And the reason for that is because the type of product that it was an item that people was actively searching for. So if you got a product that people are going onto the internet to actively buy, and you're able to use something like Google Shopping ads, then of course that's a great way for you to put your product in front of that person that's already got their credit card in their hand ready to buy. But in saying that, over the years, with all of the different products that I've started to sell, I've also started to integrate things like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all of these different short form platforms. And again, it all comes down to the demographic. It all comes down to the type of item that you're selling. Organic traffic is another thing that I've learned how to capitalize from as well. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, email marketing, the list goes on and on. But the main thing that you just need to remember during this point is that you need to learn everything there is about traffic. You need to understand the product that you're selling, and you need to know exactly who your customer is. And if you wanted me to make a detailed video breaking down all of the different traffic sources, how you can set up all of them in terms of the Facebook ad account, the TikTok ad account, things like that, just put in the comments down below. Do the traffic money video and your location so I know exactly where you're from, and I'll get onto that video ASAP. But swiftly moving on to the thing that happens before you learn how to get traffic and you start implementing this, is that you need to have a product available for people to buy. Don't forget, guys, we're working from the end goal in mind, and we're going through all of the steps that you need to be aware of. And if you don't have a product, then, getting traffic is pointless and you're never going to get your first sale. And product research is a very important thing, but it can actually be quite simple. There's really easy ways of being able to find winning products that have a high chance of doing well. Even going on to sites like AutoDS, they've got so many different sections. They've got their marketplace, they've got the trending products, handpicked products. And because a software like AutoDS is one of the biggest dropshipping softwares on the planet right now, and they serve tens of thousands of different e-commerce sellers all around the world, they've got so much data when it comes to what's working, what's not working, the products that are selling well, the ones that are most likely going to do well over the next few months, over the next few years. So using a tool like AutoDS is definitely a great place to start, because what you can now do is cross-check, if people are actively searching for that product on sites like Google Trends. Or what you can do is go over to Facebook and see if there's people running ads to those products right now, and then you can see exactly how much money those sites are making. Again, product research goes very deep. Yes, it's very simple, but there's going to be some steps that goes into it. But I would say, from my own personal opinion, when it comes to finding the best product, you need to, number one, think about what type of item you want to sell. There's countless different winning products that I've come across that I can see people are making 5 figures, 6 figures from it every single month. And I know that I can build a store, run it up, and start generating sales. But I don't always do it because some of the products I don't really care about. I'm not really interested in it. And I'm not really interested in speaking to the type of customers that's going to buy the item because I know nothing about it. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, the way that I was able to successfully start making money online with the products that I decided to sell was mainly due to the fact that it was a niche that I cared about. The type of items that I was selling, I had so much knowledge on it, and I knew that I was going to be able to answer every single question that came in. And I was also going to be able to train any freelancer that I was eventually going to hire. And I'm not saying that you need to be in love with the products or you need to be Einstein when it comes to whatever items you're thinking about selling, but you just need to have a little bit more passion than the common person, a little bit more knowledge than the common person, and that's going to be able to take you far. But again, I've got another video coming out real soon, a detailed video when it comes to product research and how you can find items that people want to buy. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification and like the video if you're enjoying it so far. But what needs to happen before this step is that you need to decide on what brand you're going to build. So essentially, you need to decide on the brand. You need to then load that store with the winning products so that people can buy it. From there, you're going to get traffic and get your first sale. And deciding on what brand you're going to build is, really simple. It doesn't need to be, overwhelming, but a lot of people get stuck at this stage. Most people don't know what to call their store, what brand name to pick, what domain to pick, if the domain is available. This is definitely something that holds a lot of people back. And what I normally recommend beginners to do if they are confused when it comes to how to brand their store is to use this prompt builder. And what this is going to do is give you a full business plan. I speak about it a lot on my channel, but because I'm always making adjustments to it, improving it, it's been able to help out so many people. Essentially, it's going to be able to give you a list of different domains that you can choose from. It's also going to give you a list of different competitors for you to analyze and see exactly what products they're selling. Of course, a list of different winning products as well. And a step-by-step checklist for you to follow when it comes to being able to get this business up and running. But the main message that I'm trying to get across to you right now is that you want to have clear branding on your site. You want to center it around one specific niche so that any person that lands on your site, from looking at your name, looking at the theme of your store, automatically knows what you specialize in. This is one of the biggest game changers for myself personally. Initially, what I was doing was trying to sell general items from various different categories. You know, the home and kitchen category, the electronics category, just various different items on my store. But as soon as I laser focused on one specific niche and I made it clear to any person that landed on my product pages, that's when things completely blew up. But moving on to the step that needs to happen before this one, which is that you're going to need to educate yourself on how to do all of this. Education is going to be one of the initial things that you're going to need to do. You know, learning exactly how to do it. And by the way, I'm not saying that you need to go away and spend thousands of dollars on some expensive, useless mentorship or anything like that. You know, there's some easy ways for you to learn, you know, videos like this. I've got more detailed videos on my channel as well, so be sure to subscribe. And there's other YouTubers that you can watch as well, but you just want to make sure that you're not going out there spending thousands of dollars on some useless course that's not going to help you. I'm not saying that all courses are bad, because it really does depend. And it also depends on your budget as well. You know, if you're someone that's going into this with a low budget and you're someone that if you do put money into a course, you're not able to get anything out of it, you're going to end up quitting, then this is something that you want to avoid. And if you are someone that wants to be able to, you know, learn how to do all of this in the most simplistic way without spending so much money, I have a free course that took me about 2 to 3 months to build. I'm going to leave it in the description down below. There's no paywalls or anything like that when it comes to accessing the information. Realistically, I should be charging, you know, $1,000 for it or even more, but at the moment, I don't necessarily want to take your money. I just want to give you guys information that I wish I had, because it would have made my life a lot more easier. When I first got started with this online business, selling physical products online, I was someone that didn't have a lot of money to begin with. You know, I was working a regular 9-to-5 job, getting up Monday to Friday around 5 a.m. in the morning, getting on a busy train, a busy bus, going straight to a desk, sitting there for around 8 hours. And I was getting paid the bare minimum to do it as well. And there was someone that I came across that was selling products online, building up their e-commerce business. They had a following. I messaged them, asked them if they could mentor me, give me access to their course. They said it's going to cost around $2,000. I didn't pay it, and I was still able to be successful. But I know if that person did have some sort of free course that I could enroll into, it would have allowed me to avoid certain mistakes. So the main point that I'm trying to get across to you is that education is a crucial part before you get into it. Free courses, if you want to pay for a course, completely up to you. YouTube videos, but just make sure that you understand the steps so that you can do things in the right way and not end up wasting your time. But this now brings me on to one of the first steps that you're going to need to take when it comes to doing everything that we spoke about so far in this video, which is that you just need to start. If there's one thing that I've seen with all of the different students that have come my way, the different viewers on this channel, people that I meet on the street that want to change their life, is procrastination. I don't know what it is. You know, people know that they want better for their lives, but they don't really take any steps when it comes to achieving it. And this could be due to them not believing in themselves, maybe some sort of limiting beliefs or whatever it is. But to be able to transform your life in a massive way, it's going to come down to taking that first initial step. And I'm not blaming anyone out there that is procrastinating, because I've been in the exact same position as well. Saying I'm going to do something and then putting it off, maybe going to work a 9-to-5 job for 5 months, 1 year, saying that I'm going to change my life, but not really doing it. We've all been there, done that. But if you end up in that cycle and you stay in it, all that's going to happen is that you're going to delay the success that you're ultimately destined for. But yeah, guys, I would say those are the key things that you need to know when it comes to making money online. Taking the first official step, educating yourself on exactly how to do it, deciding on what type of brand you want to build. Make sure that you've got a winning product available for people to buy. Become a master of generating traffic and focusing on getting your first official sale. Always remember that once you get that first official sale, that's when you're going to see exactly what worked, what didn't work, what you need to do next time, how you can get more sales, and just replicate exactly what you did. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, you've learned anything, don't forget to press the like button. I really appreciate that, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that YouTube can let you know once a new video has been released. And if you want to watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago, But in this video, I'm going to jump into the laptop, give you an over-the-shoulder aspect as to how you can build out this entire online business, click by click, step by step. It's helped out so many people, and I'm sure that it's going to be able to help you out too. So be sure to click the link right there to watch it. But other than that, guys, I'm going to catch you on that next video. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.